Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler B series B, as I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Pretty much as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to Walmart to see if I can find a Transformer. I've been looking for one for a little while. It's out. I've seen people with it, not around me physically, but like in groups and stuff that I'm part of. So I know it's there. I just have to find it. But anyway, folks, super simple format. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm gonna go over there, yammer on about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside my truck and wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is pretty much the case today. I did just get off work not too long ago, and I decided, you know what, I wanted a little bit of a sweet treat for myself, and then on top of that, I could do for a little food, just a little thing. And I didn't really feel like hitting up fast food, so I was like, fuck it, man, let's hit one of my go-to spots these days. So where did I end up? Boom! Tropical Smoothie Cafe. But I'm not reviewing this because I just reviewed it. This is the Cranberry Truffle Smoothie. Go look for that review. But while I was there, they also had food items. And I've reviewed food items from Tropical Smoothie Cafe many times now. So, what am I actually reviewing for you? Boom! It's a thing. It's in a wrap from Tropical Smoothie Cafe, clearly. This is their chicken chorizo wrap. It consists of chicken chorizo, rice, black beans, smoked cheese blend, crispy Southwest tortilla strips, romaine, avocado dressing. It is on a toasted flour tortilla, and it cost me $8.99. Hoo yeah! I went over there early in the month of October because this is one of their limited time items. I reviewed their other chorizo offering, which was their chicken chorizo dilla, which was basically a quesadilla. And I was like, we'll get back to this one eventually, and here we are, folks, here we are. So, let's open it up, let's take a look at it, let's see how it is. It looks like, boom, it looks like that! And some of it fell. But that's okay. Ha ha ha! Actually, looks a little bit sexier on this side, I think. Ha 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 ha! So sure, let's try a thing before I spill more stuff on me. This kind of feels like it's like just a couple steps away from being a Taco Bell item. But I like Taco Bell. Something tried to go down the wrong pipe there. Okay. There's some things I really like. There's some things that I maybe feel a little disappointed in. Nothing I dislike, but the thing I like the most, I like the freshness taste of it. It is, again, I made the comparison to Taco Bell. This is definitely more than just a couple steps above Taco Bell. You can taste the individual ingredients better. It has a nice kind of fresh vibrancy to it. It doesn't feel heavy, even though it is kind of heavy in what it is. But the mix between the veg and the protein and the other accoutrements that are in it, they did a nice job of putting this together, where it's really tasty, and like I said, it has like a fresh taste, and it doesn't taste heavy. It doesn't feel like it's going to weigh you down. I like that element of it. where I am being let down a little bit. I feel like it could be a little bit more flavorful. Because it's got the chicken chorizo in there. And it does taste good. But when you think chorizo, you think really oomphy. You know, just like a real strong, like that nice real hit of flavor. And this almost gets there, but it doesn't quite. It definitely has flavor. It definitely manages to stand out amongst everything else. You know, it's not being completely like, you know, taken over by everything else on inside of the wrap. But it just doesn't have that punchiness. You know, I want that nice, strong chorizo flavor. Not quite getting there. Close. There's even a little heat to it. And I wouldn't call it outright spicy, per se, but there is a heat, and it does kind of radiate in your mouth a little bit. So, you know, you are getting a little bit of something. It's just not quite at the level I would personally like it to be at. Again, when I think chorizo, I'm really expecting, like, that. You put that in your ingredients, my expectation goes up. I feel with this, it's good, and maybe it's because, you know, if you look at the construction of it, it's like about maybe a little less than half of the overall composite of everything that's in there. Maybe, you know, a little bit more versus a little less romaine. I'm just saying, maybe that would have done it, but I do think that really it just comes down to flavor. And I think that while it is tasty enough, I just don't think it has that proper zing. But other than that, I like the tortilla strips. Those do definitely remind me of like a Taco Bell item. But they had a nice little crunchy texture to it. I like the black beans and the rice. If I order from Chipotle, I usually get black beans and rice, so it's kind of reminiscent of that for me. I am just going to eat the whole damn thing because screw it. Home. It's a good wrap. Is it the best wrap that I've had from Tropical Smoothie Cafe? No. Could I tell you off the top of my head what the best one was? No. But if you go back and watch my Tropical Smoothie Cafe reviews, you'll figure it out. I do like this one. I think it's a good one. Again, I like the mix between the freshness and just kind of the overall flavor of it. I like it. It's a good, especially for something that I can pick up pretty early in the morning. It's a nice item. I like it. It might not live up to all my dreams and expectations, but I do still think it's good. But two questions ultimately have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and yes, but both somewhat tentative. I do like it, and it is something that I could see potentially grabbing again. But, by that same token, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they still have it available. I definitely reviewed it. At Dunkin' Donuts, they actually have like a chorizo wrap of their own. It's like a chorizo egg wrap thing. It is very different. It is definitely a very different experience. This is more fresh. It's more complex. There's more stuff going on with it. But I have to give Dunkin' Donuts their chorizo thing. It definitely is giving that bigger oomph of like the heat and the chorizo flavor that I was kind of expecting with this. But I would still potentially get this, but the thing is there are other items that I do prefer on their menu. By that same token, if I'm recommending it, it's good. I definitely recommend trying it. It's just, but again, if you're like me, you know, you have certain expectations for chorizo, just temper your expectations a little bit. Even though it is a good wrap, like it's proper tasty. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go there, have yourselves a truly chorizo-tastic rest of your life. Because chorizo, I mean, come on. That's got to be in, like, at least, like, maybe the top 50 foods in the entire world. I mean, come on now. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not as possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. It can be frustrating and bullshit and just, man, sometimes it's tough to deal with. It's important, though, when we deal with those situations in our lives, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe you're going to try yourself out a chicken chorizo wrap thing that's what it was, right? Yeah. That I've tried here today. And maybe like me, you're going to be like, you know what, it's good, but I do feel like that the chorizo aspect could be maybe a little bit more impressive. Maybe you're from, I believe chorizo originates from Spain. I could be wrong, but I think it originates from Spain. Maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to teach them what real chorizo is about. So you're going to go down there, you're going to march in there, you're going to kick down the door. You're literally going to have like a full, like, chorizo station there ready, and you're going to go over there, you're going to fry it up, you're going to do the whole thing, you're going to feed it to the executive board members of Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It's going to be so wonderful, so tasty. Not only are they going to go over there and include it in their menu from now on, but on top of that, they're going to go over there, you're going to be like the vice head of tasty stuff in the company. And, like, realistically, you're not going to have to do all that much. It's mostly just like kind of a money laundering kind of thing. But, whatever. Hey, the checks are clearing. That's all I'm saying. Or conversely, maybe don't go over there and imply that a major company is doing money laundering. They might be, but I don't think they are. But then I have nothing to base either of those things on. So, but I like Tropical Smoothie Cafe, so let's hope they're not money laundering. Yay!